The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. So I've been telling y'all about the impeachment proceedings going on against Donald Trump, where a CIA official actually issued a whistleblower complaint after overhearing this conversation where Trump had with Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, where he pressured Zelensky into opening up an investigation against Hunter Biden, the son of Joe Biden, and Joe Biden as well. Hunter Biden actually sits on the board of a large natural gas company out there in the Ukraine. So, you know, people were looking at this like this is treasonous. But then President Trump has the nerve to be talking to the press, talking about how, like, you know, whoever issued the complaint, who remains anonymous right now, all we know is that he's a CIA official, that, you know, this is like treason, this is like spies, traitors, like, you know what we used to do to traitors and spies back in the day. Like, yeah, I think we should get back to that. Basically suggesting that this man should be killed. So, and this has to be taken very seriously. Now, currently, the House is actually trying to get the whistleblower to actually testify while keeping his identity secret, especially now with the heightened risk of, like, essentially death or harm. Even this past Saturday, Trump was like publicly demanding to meet with the whistleblower. So, you know, it seemed like they going down the smoke of flames, but all things will come to light. It looks like we'll see what happens. Green Wall and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. Sign my petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump on Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description. If you're watching this on YouTube, links out exactly why you should be removed from the platform, from violating Twitter policies, to putting us, U.S. troops, people abroad in danger, to putting out all sorts of misinformation. Get them the fuck off of there. Leads it to this post that I'm giving y'all now, where he spent the weekend basically attacking the whistleblower, attacking journalists and politicians, all taking part in this impeachment process. The whistleblower is the person that actually revealed that Trump had this conversation with the Ukrainian president, where he urged the Ukrainian president to actually open up an investigation against former vice president and current 2020 presidential candidate Joe Biden and his son Hunter, who actually sits on the board of a natural gas company out there in Ukraine. Now, it was while the acting director of national intelligence had hidden the whistleblower complaint, Adam Schiff, the House Intelligence Chair, actually revealed it. So Trump then calls this person, Adam Schiff, treasonous. He's talking about how impeachment is unlawful. He even put a retweet out where somebody was saying that, you know, impeaching Trump would lead to a civil war. Cause a fraction in this country equivalent to a civil war, some shit like that, where it's like, yo, why would you retweet that, encouraging people to act a fucking fool if or when you are impeached? You know what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't sure that this wasn't all part of some, like, grand play or some Illuminati shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, possibly, you know, I'm using that just as a reference, not saying specifically Illuminati, but wasn't sure if it wasn't all a part of a play until that, because this actually falls in line with him being a sore loser and a sore winner, and that's definitely what all of those tweets show. Green Wall and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. So there's actually 3 House committees that are subpoenaing, put out subpoenas for Mike Pompeo, our Secretary of State, to submit documents related to the U.S.'s dealings with Ukraine. This comes as Donald Trump and former mayor of New York City and current president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, they're actually being accused of running like a shadow foreign policy situation with Ukraine outside of normal channels. But Rudy Giuliani actually said that he insisted that Mike Pompeo knew what was going on, but we'll know for sure. I'm sure that truth will come to light. Oh, and also Kurt Volker was actually the U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, has actually resigned. So the plot's thickening, y'all. Green Wall and Graduation. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. I had to come inside, man, switch up the scenery. It's getting a little too dark out, but I still gotta let y'all know what's happening. So, this past Friday, actually, they had another global climate strike, pardon me, worldwide, and you're talking about over 2 million people actually hitting the streets, leaving work or leaving school. Protesters calling for world leaders and politicians to make some action plans towards. Make the action plans, but to take some action towards addressing the climate crisis that we see happening worldwide. In Italy, there was 1 million people there alone, all state countrywide. And keep in mind, Italy, they had a lot of deaths this past summer due to the crazy heat that they were experiencing. Also in Montreal, Canada, you had 600,000 people that took to the street. Where Greta Thunberg, the 60-year-old Swedish white girl who actually had started this movement, this Fridays for Futures movement, has been consisted of kids leaving school every Friday to protest the kind of whatever. She kind of started this movement, so she was out there in Montreal when it happened. 600,000 people came to this. This all follows the September 20th demonstration that was considered the largest demonstration for climate change in the world. There was over 4 million people said that took the streets. And we won't graduate. So the world daughter Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Yeah, I had to bring it inside. It was getting a little dark outside, but making sure y'all can see me. But it's really about what I'm saying. You feel me? Now, make sure y'all sign that petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. You can find the change.org link in the video description. If you're watching this on YouTube, or go straight to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Spelled exactly how it sounds. Laid out exactly why he should be removed from the platform. So this past Saturday, there were hundreds of activists that actually marched into Merrimack Station. Merrimack Station in New Hampshire is actually one of the largest coal-fired power plants in all of New England. They marched there calling for the end of the use of fossil fuels to actually create energy. And 70 of these climate activists actually ended up getting arrested. So shit got real, and people are really calling for pulling desperate measures to actually bring attention to the need for us to take care of the environment, and that goes for businesses as well. Green Wall graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Sign that petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. I'm gonna change that all link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. So on Friday, actually, California federal judge Dolly G actually blocked a Trump administration policy that they were trying to push forward that would allow them to detain immigrant children indefinitely. So this is actually the judge actually blocked this policy, citing the 1997 Flores Agreement, which basically caps the amount of time that you can detain children at 20 days. Now, only thing I would say to that is, well, if children can stay 20 days, but it seems like these adults can stay indefinitely, where the children go? That does seem like but I mean, at the end of the day, no children should be detained like that, like definitely for no crazy amount of time. But they gotta figure that shit out. Also in DC, Trump, a judge actually blocked the Trump administration Trump-era policy that basically allowed for a deportation fast track after the process. So, I guess these are wins for the people that are trying to migrate into the U.S., but who's really good in here? Green Wall and graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Now, I've been telling y'all how in Afghanistan, once voting starts to come around, people start dying. And that's been happening these past few weeks. Shit, this past summer. But voting actually did take place for the presidential election this past Saturday. And people took polls, and only 25% of, it seemed like the voter turnout was only at about 25%. And that means 25% of eligible registered voters actually voted. And, obviously there's a lot of scare tactics that probably didn't end up working. Scare tactics. Fuck I'm talking about. We're talking about terrorism here. Now, nevertheless, the voting was supposed to be against Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, against Afghanistan's chief executive, Abdullah Abdullah. He's already claiming victory, even though the results won't be known for another 3 weeks. But the BBC actually reported, even on that day, 5 people were killed and 80 wounded at these voting stations. Green Wall graduated. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So over in Egypt, there's been over a couple thousand people that have actually been arrested amid an outbreak of anti-government protests, calling for the resignation of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, and for him being accused of corruption and mismanagement of public funds, public money, and of course him just being a little bit like of a dictator, and his crackdown just like any sort of opposition against the government. Now this kind of falls in line to the story I'm about to give y'all, where Allah Abd el Fattah is a known prominent Egyptian dissident, if you will, anti-government protester, one of the leaders of the 2011 uprising against Hosni Mubarak. This man has actually been arrested again after having been jailed since March uh, and forced to sleep in a police station after serving 5 years in prison already. So pretty much just being an actor. So this kind of falls in line with the crackdown that's been going on. So I guess they definitely don't want that man in the street. You see how all this shit turns out though. The Obama fucks with this LCC character. So you know what I mean? Shady individuals fuck with shady individuals. Green War Graduation. Order of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So Houthi rebels in Yemen have actually claimed to have murdered 500 Saudis in a major attack that happened supposedly in August, and they claim to have captured thousands more. Now, while they're saying this, and these are huge numbers, no other news outlets are actually verifying this. So we'll see if this turns out to be real, because they did release video footage actually showing said attack this past Monday. What the fuck is that about? Green War Graduation. Before the other New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So it turns out that Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, is actually under crazy surveillance during this time when he was supposed to be actually protected by under political asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, England, where he actually remained from 2012 all the way up until this past April when he was arrested by British authorities. The newspaper El País in Spain actually reported that there was that the CIA was actually working with a firm, a surveillance firm known as Undercover Global SL, that actually was hired by Ecuador to actually protect the embassy, but was secretly giving videos and audio to this U.S. CIA. They had microphones in fire extinguishers and women's bathrooms, all in recording, attempts to record like this person, Julian Assange meetings and all of these things that were supposed to be done in secret. I mean, I'm sure he figured he's a tech head to a degree. I'm sure he figured he was being tapped, but that's crazy to know now. And currently, the Spanish National Court is actually investigating the thing. Green War Graduation. The World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So the United Auto Workers, this is actually a union that has organized. This is a union of auto workers under General Motors. They're actually unionizing. They are actually entering their third week of being on strike, refusing to work. It is the longest national strike by the United Auto Workers in nearly 50 years. And actually, keep in mind that GM has made $35 billion in the past 3 years. These workers feel like they helped GM they brought GM back into prominence after bankruptcy and needing a bailout about a decade ago or whatever, and now they're thriving. So they wanted to increase pay, better healthcare benefits, more job security, and they're looking for more products to be made in the United States. And they even wanted some job sharing, profit sharing opportunities. So, stay woke. Unfortunately, GM actually reacted the other week and actually pulled the healthcare benefits of the actual people that are protesting. We're talking about around 50,000 people nationwide, 50 different sites protesting. But I don't know if that number is still the same, and that's how I started out. Though, you know how shit goes. When shit gets tough, people start dropping off. But stay strong, UAW. You know what's how we on. Green War Graduation. Order of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So, Joseph Wilson, former U.S. ambassador, died at the age of 69. And here's the significance of Wilson. So, in the early 2000s, after the Twin Tower attack, which, as we know, the 9/11 Commission report is based on some bullshit. So keep in mind that's what's going on, right? So, in 2002, there's this claim out there that Iraq trying to purchase weapons of mass destruction. They have weapons of mass destruction, and they're purchasing uranium from Niger. This claim was then investigated, And the Bush administration, as well as the CIA, asked this ambassador, Joseph Wilson, to actually investigate the claim. He went out there and he found no legitimacy to that shit and reported that back. George Bush still goes into the 2003 State of the Union and brings that claim up, and saying that Iraq has WMD and they get uranium from Niger and all of that. But then shortly after, he publishes an op-ed in the Washington Post basically saying what I did not find in Africa, and breaks down what he didn't find in Africa. And then in retaliation, they outed Valerie Plame, pardon me, his wife then at the time, and now his ex-wife, who was actually running for Congress in New Mexico, outed her as a CIA operative. So, shit got real for Holmes. He died at the age of 69. You know what I'm saying? But at least he put something out there letting them know that his presidential executive seat be about the bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? So, a warrior salute to that, man. Green War graduation.